Good morning. I wanted to show you what I did here. I made an AirBox modification. Now, I didn't drill out the side of the AirBox like a lot of people do. I didn't think that was a great idea. What I did was I removed the stock snorkel and I cut a larger diameter or larger hole. It's a little bit of an odd-shaped hole there just because of the constrictions here. And ended up with making this new snorkel out of, it's just a rubber elbow. They make them for drains or vents in plumbing. So I cut the hole to shape and fit this in. And this is a 2-inch inside diameter, and the stock snorkel, if you made it round, is a 1 1/4 inch. So this is about a 60% increase in volume, which is all I want because I've got the stock exhaust on this bike, so there's no point creating huge amounts of air if you can't get it out. Anyway, that's what I did, and then I upped the EJK settings to just slightly to accommodate for a little bit more air in there. I'm just going to check the EJK settings right now. Okay, that's accurate. I have it set so that it's cruise set at 2, acceleration set at 2, and full throttle set at 3. Now, I noticed that it's hunting on idle sometimes. And I'm wondering whether I should follow Matt at Dobek's advice and reduce the cruise setting to 1.5. Okay, that's done. We'll try it. So I'm going to take it for a run now and check out this cruise setting at 1.5. Matt seemed to feel that it was maybe a little rich to have the cruise set at 2, being that I don't have a aftermarket exhaust. I did pull the plug, and I found that the plug was, it's kind of hard to read these. I don't know whether it's because it's an iridium plug or, you know, because of the fuels we get these days. I hear that you can't check the color in the same way. Instead of tan or brown, you know, you get white. Well, mine was kind of white, gray, but mostly white on the strap electrode at the top of it, and then heading down to a light tan at the base of the strap electrode. No discoloration whatsoever on the ceramic insulator, and the ring looked fine. So I don't know. I at first thought that meant that it was a bit lean with all that white on the strap electrode, but Matt says no, not at all. That they've had their bikes overly rich, and they pull the plug and still the electrode is white on this bike. So anyway, we'll try her out. Well, right away I noticed that increasing or decreasing the fuel on cruise and idle to 1.5 from the 2 that I had it set at is better. I noticed it stopped the hunting at idle, and I noticed it has more instant pep, you know, just pulling out of the driveway and onto the street. Definitely opening up the AirBox has helped. And I think that I didn't open it too much, you know, just 60% more air volume. So that's not excessive. Well, it's not going to win any races, but it's significantly better than the stock bike, you know, the little things I've done. the gearing and the fuel controller, and now the AirBox modification, which I was resistant on initially, modifying the AirBox. I also took out the backfire screen, by the way. Another thing that I was resistant on, but I want to be able to find a high flow filter for this bike that works well in off-road dusty situations. One that's cleanable and that has built-in backfire protection. It definitely takes off much better. You can feel it pull where before you could just feel it climb, you know, but now it pulls. So definitely quicker. So I think what this will give me is a good combination of respectable fuel economy and performance. Of course, with a little extra power, some of that fuel economy goes down the drain because you're tempted to use the power a little bit more, eh? Just because you can. You can really hear the difference when you open up the AirBox like that. It has you get the induction noise, but it's actually quite pleasant on this bike. It gives it a more throaty growl.